Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry I'm late. Running around out of breath. Thank you, Devil Eyed Elvis. We need a waiting for Alex Erickson icon line of merch. Yeah, I've got some funny ideas for merch, but I haven't like went there yet. Hello, you guys. Let's see. Hey, KK. Hey, J Bro. Hey, Nadie. Jenna. KTM. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Foxfire. Now my day feels complete. Aw, headphones. Good to see you. Hey, my May. I saw that you had mentioned in the chat Nana's Angels passed away. That is so sad. And yeah, I just really feel for her family. I really liked her. She was really sweet. She was a huge advocate for summer. A friend of mine said the first thing I thought was now she knows what happened this summer. So it's sad, but I've been enjoying these calls from Letitia. Me too. I can't wait because there's more to come. She posted today and said that she's getting July and August. Actually, I want to, I'm thinking of me and the girls, a couple girls have been talking about trying to purchase some of the case file. It's so expensive though, but I think that it would be really interesting for us to have it all to go through. So I don't know. Hey Jenna. Hey Pointer Lover. Hey Vicky. Good to see you. Music City Mom. Thank you again, Devil Eyed Elvis. Hey Rexy. Let's see. I've missed so much. Hey Manda Meatfoot. Hey Amber. Deb and PA. Hey Stuart. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, Vicky VA. Thank you. I look like a mess. I got Taco Bell tacos. I just dropped my pretzel. I had a soft pretzel in my lap. And then I have taco sauce all over my dress. But thank you. Sexy wild thing, Carol freaking Claus. Good to see you. Hey, Tamara. Yay, a freaking normal life. Hey, Deb. Shortcake, cutie pie. Oh, so good to see you guys. Okay, it's the whole entire file, Kate, is a lot, like thousands of dollars. But the particular part that we want to get is almost $300. I think it's like 270. So 5 second rule. It's still good. I know, Vicky. I was wondering, like, where you've been. I've thought about you a couple times. Hey, Annie. It's still good. I love Grady Judd. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Thank you, Cutie Pie. We have a bunch of cases we're going to go through today. I'm excited. Like, actually, there's probably some new ones even on there because yesterday is when I went through Crime Online and was kind of looking to see if we had enough to talk about for one of these. These are one of my favorite things to do with you guys because I don't know. I just love it. It's more laid back. We get to talk about so many cases that aren't being talked about. It's just fun. It feels like a casual hangout thing. And yeah, I love it. Maybe do a crowdsource funding for the file. We talked about that. And, there would be a way to show exactly where it goes. You could show with proof, but I still don't know that I feel right about doing that. So I don't know. I'm curious what you guys, if you guys want to see it all. And yeah, Candace. Never been in a hurricane before, scared. It's coming kind of close to us too, Wicked West. But hopefully I don't know, hopefully everybody's okay. That's all. We could have that much in Cash App in no time. If we had like a bunch of people who wanted to throw in, like even 20 people, think about it. Shoot, I was gonna pay like 100 of it and or more. Like I was trying to come up with like maybe one or two people who wanted to go in. A couple of my friends, I won't say exactly who till they can say, but I don't know. We'll talk about it. Let's get into some of these cases and then we'll talk about it. Just think about it. Let me know what you guys think. I think there will be some really interesting stuff. Aw. Thank you, Nay and Sexy Claus. Do it. And Nay and Sexy Claus gifted. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'd be happy to pitch in. I would donate. Hey, Amber. Well, I guess it's how much you got, how many of you guys really want to see it. I want to know every detail from that case. I can't help it. Okay, so we're going to go to Crime Online for true crime news. But first, I want to show you guys this case that Law and Crime had shared this morning, I believe it was. Leave if you are not comfortable. WFLA has great coverage of Idalia. I don't know how to say that right now. Listen to your local officials. Prayers for all of those in the path of this hurricane. I'm totally down to chip in. Well, thank you guys. You're awesome. You really are. Okay. So, absolutely dead. This happened over the weekend. Okay. This is in Florida. Absolutely devastating. Florida mom murdered son and daughter in mobile home after losing custody battle. 10-year-old son and a 19-year-old child. So Aiden Hutchins, pictured in the image above, his father posted on Facebook. And I'm going to read you some about that post. But so Florida mom murdered her 10-year-old son and 19-year-old daughter inside a mobile home over the weekend, days after a judge ordered her to turn over custody of the boy to his father. Rather than doing as she was ordered in court, Brandy Hutchins ignored the Friday evening deadline, committed the murders, and then took her own life in a suspected double murder-suicide that Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd called absolutely devastating for everyone, including his deputies who responded to the tragic scene. Judd spoke at a press conference Sunday, and we're gonna watch that. It's only 5 minutes, about the case that started as a domestic event, with an ex-husband and ex-wife battling over child custody of the 10-year-old son they shared. The boy's father has identified him online as Aiden Hutchins. Last Thursday, the ex-husband came down from Maine to court because his ex-wife didn't turn over custody of Aiden. Brandy was ordered by a judge to hand over custody by 6 p.m. on Friday. Late Friday night, the sheriff said investigators learned the court order was not complied with, and detectives worked over the weekend to find the boy so his father could take him back to Maine. Investigators pinged phones, and friends pleaded for anyone who had seen Aiden to come forward. On Saturday afternoon, his dad posted online asking for help finding his son. Around 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, authorities received a call that led them to believe Brandy Hutchins was inside a mobile home with her son and 19-year-old daughter in the Waverly neighborhood of Lake Wales. Then investigators learned the horrific truth. Brandy Hutchins, from every indication in our investigation now, has murdered her 10-year-old child and 19-year-old child. Murdered them, Judd said. And then, subsequent to that, she shot herself. We are devastated for this beautiful 10-year-old child. So Aiden's father posted on Sunday, he says, "It is with a heavy heart that I am writing to give everyone an update about my son, Aiden Hutchins, who was missing and taken by his mother on August 25th, 2023, who decided to murder him. He was killed by her today, August 27th. He will forever be in my heart and did not deserve this. Rest in peace, my sweet boy. I will see you again. I love you." Now, I don't know if any of you guys have been, I'm sure many of you have been through custody battles and stuff like that. And I have too. I've been to court for that kind of stuff. It is stressful as hell. Can you imagine? The court orders you to get custody, and this happens to your bed. I cannot imagine this poor father. I don't know. That's awful. Let's go. I'm going to go pull up the press conference, and Grady Judd is just, I don't know, there's something about him. He's just really special person, truly. So let's watch this together, and I'll chat with you guys in the chat as it's playing.
Sheriff Grady Judd here. I'm going to release some information to you that is absolutely devastating for everyone. For the investigative team that's working this case, but first and foremost for the family. This started as a domestic event whereby an ex-husband and an ex-wife were dealing with child custody. And to get to the bottom line, this last Thursday, the ex-husband had come down from Maine to appear in court with his ex-wife because she had not appropriately turned over custody of their 10-year-old beautiful little boy. So the judge listened to the arguments and directed her to turn over the child at this district station by Friday afternoon at 6 o'clock. Well, Friday afternoon at 6 o'clock came and went, and the child was not turned over pursuant to the judge's order. Let me underscore at this point in time, there was absolutely zero evidence in the court order or testimony that there was any violence or threat of violence or danger. So when the child was not turned over, then late on Friday night, we were notified that she was in violation of the court order. Well, our detectives did something that normally does not occur. Our detectives worked through the weekend to try to find this 10-year-old little boy so we could turn him over, according to the court order, to his father, so his father could take him back to the state of Maine. We pinged phones. We looked for the child. The friends also did some social media. On the social media, they said, hey, if you've seen the child, let us know. Well, we get a call today and arrive at a residence at about 12:30 this afternoon. When we arrived at the residence at 12:30, the information we had was that she is inside this mobile home with her 19-year-old daughter and her 10-year-old son. And the 19-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son have different fathers. Here's what we know. Brandy Hutchins, the mother of the 10-year-old, the mother of the 19-year-old, from every indication in our investigation now, has murdered her 10-year-old child and her 19-year-old child. Murdered them. And then subsequent to that, she shot herself. I can't imagine a more horrific set of circumstances. My heart breaks for all of the family. We're devastated for this beautiful 10-year-old child, all because mom did not want to turn the child over to the rightful father pursuant to a court order. Now, what's interesting about this, she has no criminal history. She has no history of Baker Acts. There was no indication that there should be any violence, but it was violent. This was a domestic event, a court-ordered event where she had to turn custody over to the ex-husband, and she wasn't going to do that. So she murdered the 10-year-old. The 19-year-old daughter was there and murdered her as well. There's a lot of investigation to still.
And this is almost over, but what would make you do this at all? But why is this your option? Like I feel like, even this is not a good option, but why not run away with him? Why not I don't know, the fact that you end everybody's lives in your own, why? I'll be looking forward to see what comes out from this investigation that they're going to do. And, my May, thank you. That is very sweet, and I appreciate that so much. I really do. You guys are the bomb. Aw, Claus, thank you. I don't know exactly. Thank you, Gifted. If you didn't, thank you for all the other times you did. Hold on, let's see. Okay. You gotta get your clothes out. Okay, Mama. If he won custody, then something was off on her side. Let's see. Thank you, Claus. You are so sweet. Very generous. Thank you. My ex had custody of my daughter when she was 12. I couldn't see her for 2 years. She was with him 4 years and chose to come back home. I feel sorry for the kids that don't get that chance. Oh, well, wait till y'all hear some of the other cases we're going to talk about today. They're just as infuriating.
Occur. But I can tell you this, we're heartbroken and devastated over this horrible, horrible event. If there's any other information that comes to light, we'll be sure and pass that along to you. But on behalf of all the men and women of the Sheriff's Office, we deal with hundreds and thousands of court orders. And for one to turn out like this is just almost never occurred today. Okay.
He was quite somber in this. I don't know. Like I said, there's something special about Grady Judd. The way that he connects when he's doing these press conferences, you can tell that he actually truly cares. Corky, I think it's going to be on the West Coast on the Gulf. And Jenna, yeah, just definitely leave. If you start to see the water rising or something, I just wouldn't try to wait it out. If it can be very dangerous for sure. Jimmy says, my ex kidnapped my 3 youngest. It's been 12 years. Oh my God, I am so sorry. That's so wrong to do to your child too. Like, do you know how hard it is for a child to have only one parent? You know, me too, Vicky. Oh, and someone asked about Bindi. I have talked to Jen. I think she's feeling a little better. She's preparing for the hurricane. Actually, obviously, it's probably obvious. I'll just say that the 2 Jens who I was, talking to about trying to get the case file, and I talked to Melissa a little bit as well. But yeah, so I think she's doing all right, just trying to get prepared. Hey, Chris. Okay, so now we're going to go to Crime Online. Actually, so some of these weren't up here when I pulled this up yesterday, and I saw several I wanted to talk about, but they're constantly posting. There are so many cases that never get solved, never get talked about, or rarely do. You would be so surprised. You can go on this website every single day and find 10 new ones or more. It's unbelievable, truly. So we're going to go down to where I wanted to the few that I wanted to look at, and then we can come back to some of the new ones. Oh God, did y'all see this? So, dad found videos of girlfriend sexually abusing his 3-year-old daughter while she was asleep. Okay, let me just read the article so I don't get anything wrong. But he's looking at his girlfriend's phone while she's not there, right? I think she was asleep. And witnesses, I'll read it to you, but porn of his own child. Aw, sexy wild thing, Carol freaking Claus. Thank you. My donation to help out with the case file. Thank you. Well, I guess it's happening then. It's definitely happening then, because yeah, if you're interested, if anybody is interested, email me. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Thank you, Carol freaking Claus. Please go buy something special for yourself, because you're so kind and generous to not only my channel, but, many channels. And I hope that you give yourself a little extra loving too. Thank you. Okay. Hey, True Crime Crazy. Hope y'all are doing all good. Sorry I'm late. I'm stuck in the hospital. Oh, no. I hope everything's okay. Hey, Corey. Music City Mom. Oh, no. I don't know it off the top of my head. Hold on. Nay, do you know my Cash App? Or can you check? I know it's somewhere. I think it's the $ AE1189. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, did anybody see this case? Here's a warning, because this is horrible. Hey, Legendary. So An Oklahoma woman was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly sexually abusing a 3-year-old girl in videos discovered by the victim's father. According to KOCO, the father went to Stillwater police after finding the illicit videos and photos of his daughter on Ashley Chetham's phone as she slept. Slept. So she was there asleep. And dad is going through her phone and finds this and calls the damn cops. Thank God. He called the cops. Chetham, 19, allegedly admitted to the crimes following her arrest, and cops do not believe she has additional victims. The Kansas City Star reported that the victim's father recently met her online, and she was living with him at the time of her arrest. She allegedly had a profile on Nanny Lane, which is a website where users can provide babysitting services. Her profile had not been deactivated. According to KOCO, she recently applied to work as a paraprofessional at Nakoma Park Elementary School. However, the school district announced that they ended the hiring process, nothing that Chetham ever worked with children. Chetham is charged with sexual abuse of a child under 12, making or distributing types of unseen material or child pornography, possession of marijuana, and violating the Oklahoma Computer Crimes Act. Let's watch this. This is
on Tuesday.
Here.
Stillwater police arrested 19-year-old Ashley Chetham after her boyfriend found videos of her sexually abusing a 3-year-old girl.
Hello.
Oh, detectives say the couple met online and just recently moved in together.
Okay. You're under arrest.
Investigators say the boyfriend looked through her phone while she slept. After finding those disturbing videos, he rushed to the police station and turned her in.
You're under arrest for sexual battery of a minor. And possession of child pornography.
Chetham later admitted to the crimes in interviews and faces several charges. She had recently applied to work for Nakoma Park Elementary as a paraprofessional and posted on a community Facebook page asking to work with young kids. Superintendent of Choctaw Nakoma Park School said a mutual decision was made to terminate the hiring process, and she never worked with any.
Are there any local churches or small child care centers hiring teachers? I have 2 years experience working in my local Mother's Day out, as well as a year of nannying 2 kiddos that were autistic. So I'm familiar with behavior intervention and very patient with additional needs. And I know American Sign Language. I also studied speech language pathology at USAO last year. However, haven't gotten my license just yet. I'm only looking for something part-time. Thanks in advance. Oh my God. Let's go back to the beginning just for a second. Also, let me see. I don't know if MK's in here. I haven't seen him yet. But if you are, and I'll say it again when I see you, thank you so much for the birthday present. That was really sweet. I appreciate that. Ooh, thank you, Crazy Mama. I forgot the thing for it. So, yeah, and thank you guys, Music City Mom and Pointer Lover, anybody who's interested in that case file. I'm really excited. Okay, I'm going to play this one more time.
On Tuesday, Stillwater police arrested 19-year-old Ashley Chetham after her boyfriend found videos of her sexually abusing a 3-year-old girl.
Hello.
Detectives say the couple met online and just recently moved in together.
Put your hands behind your back. Okay. You're under arrest.
Oh my God. Thank God Dad called the cops. Oh, awesome, Music City Mom. Okay, well, thank you. And yeah, I'll definitely show you guys, when we purchase it, every step of the process. Oh my God. Hey, Johnny, you strong ladies. Good to see you. Anyone on Gulf Coast get prepared category 3 as a biggin. Why did she say a minor that way? She knows the baby is 3. Yeah, Crazy Mama. So worked with kids who can't tell on her. Unbelievable. Wake your nasty ass up. Can you imagine? How did he control himself? I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. Amber says, things like this make me scared to death to ever let anyone watch my kids. So glad I'm able to work from home. And I was the same way. Like, Bentley never went to babysitters. He didn't even go to pre-K. He stayed with me until kindergarten, and I tried to teach him at home. I wanted every moment with him that I could get, because I knew I wasn't going to have any more. So it's scary, though, to think about. Some people have to find babysitters. They have, and you should be able to trust the people, at a daycare watching your child, or a school, or whatever. It's just awful. Same with my kids, Wicked West says. I hope you feel better, True Crime Crazy. Also, Charnel, Queen of Hearts, can you contact me? Because your comment was chosen in the giveaway for the freeze-dried candy, and I don't want to choose again, but I haven't heard from you yet. Okay. Now let's continue, because there's a few. Ohio man confesses to killing his wife who had protective order against him. Oh, God, here we go. Florida softball coach charged with sex crimes with a minor. A softball coach. Okay. I want to find the ones that I came for us to look at, and then we'll look at a few others as well. Okay. We're going to look at this one. A 16-year-old girl stabbed to death by another teen at a DC McDonald's. A 16-year-old was arrested early Sunday. So just happened. This just happened. Early Sunday for the stabbing death of another 16-year-old girl at a Northwest Washington, D.C. McDonald's. Police said the stabbing took place both inside and outside the fast food restaurant shortly after 2 a.m. Hey, Marcus. The victim, Naima Ligon, was taken to a hospital in a private vehicle. Doctors tried to save her life, but she succumbed to her injuries. The suspect was charged with second-degree murder while armed. Police say they found a knife in her possession. Both girls were from Waldorf, Maryland, and that's really all that's out there so far. That is sad. Okay, let's keep going. That was a new one, though. That wasn't on here. No. That's one I want to look at. Why is my computer? Okay, sorry. I wasn't doing what I wanted. Here we go. This is another one I wanted to look at with you guys. Oh, God. Just trigger warning. I always say this to y'all. I know you're tired of me saying this. I really don't like giving the trigger warnings. It feels like, duh. We're talking about true crime. This is like where I want to get all the cases that we can in that you aren't really seeing anywhere else, and just talk about them. Just show the pictures, talk about what's happened just for a few minutes. And it's, we expect that it's going to be bad, but this one involves 4-year-old. So 4-year-old boy beaten to death for putting shoes on the wrong feet. A young Indiana boy was brutally beaten to death by his cousin because the child put his shoes on the wrong feet. The Journal and Courier reports. Let's go over there for a moment, just because it's the original source. Never mind, forget it. You got to pay it. I'm not paying for it. We'll read it here. The older cousin was reportedly enraged that the child sat down to use the bathroom instead of standing up. Oh, my God. The disturbing allegations are contained in court records obtained by the newspaper, which reported that prosecutors on Friday charged 33-year-old Montrell Deontay Jolly in connection with the death of his cousin, 4-year-old Keandre Shamar Jolly. Officials say the charges stem from July 28th, when police in Lafayette were called to an apartment around 4:30 p.m. It was for a report of a child having a seizure. When paramedics arrived, they found the young boy unconscious. Just want to come check on you guys for a moment. Hey, headphones. Jaded says, how awful. My daughter is 5 and did that this morning. It happens all the time. Whatever. If my kids were determined to wear something however they wanted to wear it, even if it's supposed to be worn that way, at a certain point, I'm just like, all right, whatever, wear it. No, choose your battles, Hey, Rainbow Mom. Choose your battles with that stuff. Initially, it did not appear the boy was visibly injured, but medics later observed that his pupils appeared constricted and another seemed blown, which can be signs of a head injury. Medics rushed Keandre to St. Elizabeth East Hospital. He was then flown to Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, but never regained consciousness and was pronounced dead on August the 1st. Medical staff suspected that the injuries were a result of non-accidental trauma, according to WFL-TV. Investigators at the home discovered blood on a counter and sink in a bathroom, damage to the exterior of the bathroom door, bloodstains on multiple walls, and what appeared to be 3 small blunts of marijuana. Montrell Jolly allegedly told police he was attempting to discipline the boy by forcing him to squat against the wall for a prolonged period. He allowed the child to use the bathroom, but grew angry when the boy sat down to urinate instead of standing up. Well, if you were making him squat, he was probably tired. Not only that, sometimes when they're little, they miss. Authorities say, I begged Bentley to sit down. Please sit down and pee. Because I don't want to sit in it on accident. Authorities say Jolly then forced the boy to continue squatting against the wall. Jolly claims he later found the boy unresponsive on the floor and attempted to resuscitate him using cold water. An autopsy revealed the boy suffered blunt force trauma to his head and had internal and external cuts. Jolly is facing charges of murder, neglect of a dependent resulting in catastrophic injury, aggravated battery, and battery resulting in death to a person less than 14 years old. He's also facing a charge as a habitual offender, as he was on probation after a 2022 conviction for possession of meth, according to the Journal and Courier. The elder Jolly is being held in the county jail, and he has a court appearance today. He faces 45 to 65 years in prison. The boys' Fundme has launched the family has launched a GoFundMe. Let's go grab that link for you guys. Look at this baby. Poor mom. I cannot imagine. Somebody hurts my kids like that, and it's going to be really hard for me not to go to prison. Hey, MK. Thank you, MK, for that that you sent me. Thank you so much. That was really, really sweet. Okay, here's the GoFundMe in the chat. Hey, Meg. Same. I let my boy wear his shirts inside out. What the heck is that? I don't see the big deal. I don't know. It's just you want to wear rain boots and shorts and a wife beater to the store. Whatever. Wear it. I don't care. Oh, thank you, Crazy Mama. You're the bomb. CrazyMamasTheBomb.com. All you guys are. I was like that, Alex. I let my daughter walk in whatever way she put her shoes on. She soon realized they were not comfy and changed them herself. Oh, Sugar said my youngest wore a watch around his ankle for a week at Disney and Universal. We never knew why, but he was determined. They are, Crazy Mama. They really are. Was the elder Jolly babysit? I think so. That's what it appears to me. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see what it says here. Hi, my name is Keon. As many may know, on August 1st, my 4-year-old nephew, Keandre Jolly, so her nephew, was called home to be with God due to a traumatic brain injury. We are hurting deeply behind this because Keandre didn't deserve to go through the hurt, pain, and injuries he suffered and died from. My key will get justice. It's very sad and unfortunate that he didn't have life insurance, so I'd like to at least make sure he has the proper burial. Many people are reaching out asking if we need anything. I just ask that you'll continue to pray for our family while we grieve over the handsome angel God has gained. And if at all possible, donate what you can to help with his funeral expenses. We are grateful for whatever is received, but the goal is $7,000. Thank you again. We're grateful. Then they did an update on August 11th. And I'll miss you, nephew. Love, TT Cherokee. They raised $1,460. I mean, it's sad, you guys. Pitiful. Definitely check out the awesome channels that the Nightbot drops. I seen Pointer Lover drop Crazy Mama, and I always forget exactly what it is. Crazy? Amber. Just before we move on to the next case. Wait a minute. MK, look. And Crazy Mama, can you also drop Foxfire? I need to add her to the Nightbot, and I meant to, but I don't know if I did or not. So let me try and see if it works. Look, MK, you have a Nightbot command. Hey, Adrian. I've had a pretty good day. Happy to be here with you guys. Sad to be talking about some of this stuff, but I think it's important to talk about it. It's just horrific. Florida man fatally shoots sister over an electric bill. I mean, really? Come on. Here's another child one that's going to be tough, and then we're going to work our way backwards through some of these newer ones that are on there from today. So, Indiana mother gets life in prison for starvation, torture, and beating of her 5-year-old son. And it says horror show, quote, horror show. What is up with these people? I don't understand. I will never understand this. It never gets easier. It's so frustrating to continuously see this shit all the time. Every single time we sit here and just go through the headlines, we just flip through the most recent headlines every single time. There are several cases of parents, beating their toddlers, children being molested by teachers and coaches who the parents trust. I'm just sick of it, and I don't understand. The only sad thing I read about today was a dog left in an airport. That pissed me off. These are pissing me off more. I know. Thanks, Allie. The other day, he put MK like as it was a command. So I was like, I'm going to make it happen. Thank you, Crazy Mama. Uncle Benny says it's just going to get worse. Mark my words. Yeah, Crazy Mama is awesome. Okay. I don't know. It's just. So an Indiana mother will spend the rest of her life behind bars for starving, torturing, and beating to death her young son, the Commercial Review reports. On Thursday, 28-year-old Chelsea Crossland was sentenced to life in prison for the death of 5-year-old Christian last year. She will not be afforded the opportunity for parole. Good. We're going to go to the original source. So there she is. Chelsea Crossland of Portland is led out of the elevator at Jay County Courthouse by Jay County Sheriff Ray Newton, and with Patrick Wells of the Sheriff's Office following. Crossland was found guilty Thursday at the conclusion of a 4-day trial of murdering her 5-year-old son. The jury voted to sentence her to life in prison without parole. Chelsea Crossland, the Portland woman who was found guilty in July of killing her 5-year-old son, has been sentenced to life without parole. She was found guilty July 19th, but just now sentenced on Thursday. So, I The public defender asked the court to consider giving her 55 years. Hutchison noted the severity of the case. Details presented during the jury trial indicated Chelsea starved and beat her son Christian over the course of 74 days. An autopsy showed Christian suffered from dehydration, malnourishment, and blunt force trauma to the head and mouth. There are people out there who hope you get the same treatment as Christian, said Hutchinson. I would rather the scales fall from your eyes and you live with the remainder of your years in horror. But he added nothing about her demeanor regarding the case gave him reason to believe she would feel remorse. Christina Easton took the witness stand that morning to share a few words with the court. She referenced family and others seated in the courtroom who had came in support of Christian. Easton thanked the prosecution and police for pursuing justice for Christian. We wanted to say how much we love him and how big of a hole it's going to be in our family without him. According to information presented, the Easton family cared for Christian for a few years in Newcastle. He was placed back in Chelsea's home in January of 2022. That just pisses me off. I'm sorry. I'm so freaking sick of seeing CPS put these kids back with their parents just to be fucking murdered. Excuse my language, but it's getting old. Just infuriating. Any updates of that toddler that the police say she was in the middle of drowning them? No, Kate, but I usually do keep an eye on crime online, and I'll often see updates of like cases like that we had talked about. So if I do, I will let you know. Wow, another hot car death, a tragic accident. Toddler girl dies in hot car parked outside of high school. Have you guys ever heard of the Grant Solomon case? If you have, let me know, because I really am thinking about like doing a deep dive into that. It's very interesting. 16-month-old died on Friday as she was found in a car outside of a South Carolina high school. She was left in there for 8 hours. The mother works at the high school. No charges have been filed. Whatever. Same story, different kid. So many would take these babies in. I'm telling you what, I talk to people daily. Several of my friends that don't have kids that want them, that can't have them. Or maybe they didn't want them at one time and they do now and they're just not in the position to have them now or whatever. I hear it all the time. CPS is a strange animal, but I'm just so sick of that. I can't imagine the fear these children deal with having such monsters for parents. Hurts my heart. You haven't, B Crumbs? Oh my God, Music City Mom, I hadn't seen that yet. I agree, Corky. They do need to be held accountable. So B Crumbs, Grant Solomon, as a young man, like a teenage boy, probably like, it's been a long time since I looked at the case, so this is not accurate. Like, I'm just saying around maybe like 20, or 18, 20, something like that. And his mom and sister swear that his dad killed him. And they have been speaking out all over social media, like on TikTok. There's a lot about him. Chronicles of Olivia actually did like a big thing about it on TikTok, I think. It's very interesting, though. I think it would be really good to talk about because the family, they're online all the time trying to get attention to it. Foxfire, yep, it's bad. I am pretty much always half dead tired, and I have never even almost forgot one of my kids in the car. I don't get it. I don't either. Hey, Lucia. I don't get it at all, Amber. Hey, Shay. CPS and the court heard my ex say he has anger issues and gave my ex more custody and dictation over everything. They don't listen. They don't care. Parent trying to get help is in the wrong. Yeah. Well, you know what? There was an instance in West Virginia. So these people lived, like, my family owns a farm on a dead end street at the end of the road. And it's all family, like all around. But there is one house on the road at the beginning of the road that is not family. And it was this young couple who we all, like, everybody knows, because that part of West Virginia is just it's small town. Everybody knows everybody, right? They were selling drugs out of there. And it was very obvious what was going on. Cars in and out all the time. At one point, one of their children escaped out of the house and got in the pool and was drowning when they were saved. Mom didn't even know it. And it wasn't even a pool that was clean. This was a pool that had old, nasty green water in it that had been sitting for months. The little kid, police came out there for that. The kids stayed there. They got busted twice with heroin. At one point, it was like $40,000 that was taken from this house, okay? The kids were in the basement when the police got there. Like, they had a little spot in the basement for the kids. CPS took the kids. Mom and dad snitched so they would get out of trouble. And they did get out of trouble. They had to move because they're probably going to get killed by some Detroit boys that ain't playing. But CPS gave them their kids back. How do you snitch and get your kids back? Look, I can understand, like, police dropping charges because somebody talks, helps with an investigation. But why in the world would they get their children back? That makes no sense to me. That right there showed me it's just crooked all the way around, because there is absolutely no reason that you should be able to snitch your way and get them right back. You haven't done the counseling. You haven't passed drug tests. You haven't done any of the things, but they give them right back because you told. And that's what the cops used. I'm sure. I heard rumors of this. I don't talk to the girl, but when my cousin, they came down here to visit, we were talking about it, and she was like, they threatened to take her kids. And that was basically the thing. You work with us and you won't lose your kids. Well, that ain't right. That should never be. It's bullshit. Yes, I'd like to hear more. Well, let's dig into that together. We'll do like it'll take a couple days. There's a lot. The Solomon case is so sad. His father killed him right after he turned 18, apparently because he was wanting to get custody of his minor sister to get her away from the abusive father. They were ringing like some alarm bells about dad and what he had been doing, and he didn't like that. Watching Aaron Solomon on the news. Oh, awesome. Well, then, yeah, we will talk about it. Yeah, they got him back for snitch. I don't understand that. Like I said, I can understand people not going to jail because they've snitched. I don't like it. Just like with Adam Montgomery and Kayla. Like, I don't know if there's a deal there or not. We don't know. We know that she had the proffer. There was obviously no deal there. But many people think that she did get some sort of deal. I don't think she should. I'm sorry, but that makes no sense to me. I have a broken couple of windows when dumbass people leave their dogs in the car and it's 95 degrees. You have broken a couple. Good. Okay. There's a few more I want us to look at. So, oh, wow, I hadn't seen this. True crime book helps catch ex-pastor, 48 years older, charged. Wait a minute. We did talk about this, but I didn't know the true crime book helped with it. Charged with murdering girl walking to Bible day camp. We either talked about this or another pastor of a cold case. Let's click on it. There's other ones I want to look at, but just for a second, just to see. An 8-year-old Pennsylvania girl police made arrest in the case 50 years later. David Zanstra was arrested in Georgia last month and charged with murdering Gretchen Harrington in Delaware County in 1975. It's a book called Marple's Gretchen Harrington Tragedy. Alongside with childhood friend Mike, said the book significantly contributed to Zanstra's arrest. We did talk about this briefly, but we didn't know about the book, so that's pretty interesting. Author's book on hometown murder mystery helps lead to retired pastor's arrest in girl's 1975 killing. Well, I'm going to go outside, so I'm going to, let's see. I was going to try to play that just for, like, to get me outside so you guys have something to listen to, and I'll be right back.
Don't let toxins build up in your body. Try this new Smart Patch instead. It draws out built-up chemicals in the most bizarre way possible. When we saw it on Facebook,
Well, a 40-year-old murder mystery gets some semblance of a happy ending tonight in Texas. Senior correspondent Laura Engel has the details for us tonight. Good evening, Laura.
Shannon, a miracle development in this decades-long case that has brought forth a set of emotions for the family of the once missing child, who's now 42 years old today. First, relief that she was found alive, and now
me too, need to say, me too, Jimmy.
And who killed her young parents. The double homicide of a Florida couple found dead in a wooded area in Houston, Texas, back in 1981 had been a cold case for over 40 years, as authorities did not know the identities of the man and woman until just last year, when forensic genealogists took on the case and identified them as Tina Gail Lynn Klaus and her husband Harold Dean Klaus Jr.
They were a young couple.
Wow.
This couple had an infant daughter named Holly, who was not found with the remains of the Klauses. And so the search for
This
baby
is
Holly
something
began.
totally different, but okay. It is pretty cool, though, when you see cold cases being solved. Midwest Meemaw talking about Grant Solomon. The father AR'd his daughter before killing his son. I am so excited we're going to be getting that case file. I cannot wait to talk to Crime Curious and Jen about this, because it's like, I think she said 1,200 pages. There is going to be a lot in it. We're going to be very busy. It's going to be fun. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Shay, that's all right. That's okay, girl. All right. Hey, Mystic. No, Sarah, but actually, I asked. Okay, so look, I just seen it right here. I just saw it. I didn't mention it, but yeah, Sherry Papini has been released, and there is an article on it right through here somewhere. Let's see. I want to read this one though, you guys. When we get, I will pull up the Sherry Papini one. Don't get me started on the hoaxes and all that shit, though. Virginia woman arrested for alleged sexual relations with 15-year-old twin brothers. I'm telling you right now, somebody messes with my baby, because I have a 14-year-old boy, and she don't need to worry about the police. Hey, General Sorrow. Yes, thank you so much. I am so excited. My May, it's some Letitia Stout from the Letitia Stout case. I love cold case documentaries. We were, talking about getting, I think, 1,200 pages of stuff. So a Virginia woman has been charged indecency with indecency. This is not written correctly. She's been charged for having sexual relations with 15-year-old teen brothers, with two 15-year-old teen brothers. Court documents say Ashley Watts, 37, is accused of having sex with the boys who lived across the street for nearly 8 months. Chesapeake police began investigating when they received an anonymous tip. Wow, this is very close to me. Chesapeake, Virginia, like an hour and a few minutes. An anonymous tip on February 22nd. The documents say that a few days before the tip came in, Watt's husband found her topless on their couch with one of the boys who was pretending to be asleep. The boy told his parents he went to his neighbor's house to smoke marijuana and then chilled until he fell asleep on the couch. But he told a different story to a neighbor. The boy's parents said he told the neighbor he'd been having sex with Watts since June of 2022, and they were in love. He reportedly said when he turned 17, Watts was going to leave her husband so they could get married. In July, the boy was reported as a runaway. Police found him about 3 weeks later at Watts' home, hiding in small space behind a mattress in an upstairs bedroom. The court document said the other twin told police that Watts frequently invited him over when she had marijuana and they would smoke together, and then Watts would inappropriately touch him. She's due in court in October. The twins' parents and Watts' husband filed for protective orders against her. Oh my God. Like, why? I don't understand this either. What? Yeah, husband walks in on her. She's topless and he's asleep. Then he runs away and he's found at their house. I'm telling you right now, I do not and not only that. Okay, so from the mother's point of view, this would definitely be a hold my earrings moment. For real. There ain't, I know how I could contain myself. Even thinking about it gets me angry. Oh, thank you, Pointer Lover. Thank you so much. I sent you a PayPal for the case file, but I don't know if you get an alert. You have to check it. I don't get an alert because I have all my notifications off on my phone right now. So thank you for letting me know. I'm so excited for us to get that. Thank you. But I also don't understand, like, why? There are so many men out there. Like, why would you be messing with a 15-year-old kid? What the hell is wrong with you? Hey, Melissa, I don't get it. I don't get it all the way around. We're going to get it. Yay. Legendary CEO, part of this Letitia Stout stuff. She is a demonized woman. The demon uses her and her body to do the destructive things that it wants. I cannot wait to talk to the two Jens about it. Please check into this missing young mother DV situation. Family will come on panel. What's the name, Lady V? Hi, by the way. I like your new name. Okay, let's keep going because I wanted to look at a couple other ones. Wow, former FBI contract worker threatened suicide to entice boys into sexual exploitation. What? A former contract worker with the FBI has been charged with sexually exploiting about a dozen young boys he met over Discord and Snapchat. He's 26. He told the minors he worked for a U.S. intelligence agency and threatened suicide if the boys cut off communication with him. He allegedly enticed one victim, a 13-year-old boy whom he met through the first-person shooter game, Valorant, to strip and masturbate over a live video Discord call by threatening to kill himself and paying him money over Cash App, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia. He also allegedly begged and flattered a 12-year-old boy to send him child sexual abuse material over Discord. Both of those boys and two others sent him child sexual abuse material. He tried to meet up with one victim. He also allegedly bought hundreds of videos and pictures over Telegram. He faces a mandatory of 15 years and up to life if convicted. I'm sorry, but the fact that he was working for the FBI and using that, that makes it, that's sort of reminds me of Anthony, Ronald Anthony Burgos Avias. We talked about him a few months ago. He was a Border Patrol agent, and, the prosecution made a big point about using his status to help get away with his crime or while committing the crime. I'm sorry, but this is scary, you guys. Just know if your kids are online on these games, on Roblox, on Snapchat, on any of the things, Trenton's on Snapchat all the time with his friends. You have to talk to them, and I know it feels invasive, but you have to know what they're doing. Wicked people in high places. Wow, Shauna. Look, Grace said Aunt Bridget calls are a hot damn mess. She released another one today. It's just one though, so I'm not gonna like go over it here. I shared it on my community tab. I think her channel's really cool, but she posted she got July and August calls as well, so I can't wait to hear those. Oh, I would be so arrested if some woman touched my boys. They're in their 20s now, and it still makes my ears get hot to think of that. That's how I feel. I'll donate on principle, but Tisha can. Well, I didn't really want to ask you guys like to throw in. I just had mentioned us getting it, and a few people wanted to, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't like some of that stuff. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, if I was 15, I wouldn't care what he does to himself. Well, he was never going to do it. People who say that are never going to do it. They literally just say that with manipulation, to manipulate. Okay, here's the one that I wanted to show you guys. Mom in critical condition after 16-year-old son stabs her 13 times to kill demon inside. So an Indiana teenager accused of stabbing his mother Friday morning told police he did it to kill the demon in her. The 16-year-old boy has been charged with attempted murder, aggravated battery, 2 counts of battery. He's also charged with 2 counts of torturing an animal for allegedly stabbing 2 dogs. Oh my God. The boy's been charged as an adult. He was identified as Caden Rutledge. Mom is stable but in critical condition. Veterinarians treating the dogs said one of them underwent emergency surgery and has a 50-50 chance of survival. The other dog is recovering. Wow. The court paperwork is in here. So he was charged with count 1, attempted murder, aggravated battery, torturing or mutilating an animal, battery by means of a deadly weapon, and battery. Wow. So it says that police said that they were called about 5:30 a.m. and the dispatcher heard the victim repeatedly calling out, "Don't kill me." The mother told police that her son attacked her and took her cell phone to keep her from calling police, but she grabbed his phone and made the call as she escaped to a neighbor's home where police found her. She was stabbed 13 times and suffered a collapsed lung. The mother told police she called her sister to the house at about 1 a.m. because of Rutledge's behavior. The sister said he called her a demon when she arrived, but she prayed with him until he calmed down and left at about 5 a.m. The boy told officers who took him into custody that he stabbed the dogs and his mother because he had been manipulated by Satan. According to police reports, he said he believed stabbing his mother was the right thing to do to kill the demon inside of her. That's sad. Thank God that she survived. Thank God the dogs have survived. And, the one is... Oh, here we go. Look, he appeared in court. Let's look at him. This is him. Mishawaka teen accused of stabbing mother and dogs appears in court. So there he is. Wow, this is sad. Thank God they survived. Alex, did you hear about all the SO being housed on? Yes, my May. I talked about that actually on a True Crime News one day. Melissa says that's local to me. Aw. Uncle Benny, you ought to start a separate good news channel. Balance things out. That's a cool idea. He appeared in court today. He is accused of... This happened last Friday morning, so Yeah, today. He had court today. She's in stable condition. The dogs are in stable condition. After he was booked, they say he was hostile and violent, injuring 2 jail staff who were taken to the ER with minor injuries. Wow. So what do you guys think? If somebody commits a crime like this and let's say there's a mental health issue, and they truly believe that there were demons inside, what do you think is the proper punishment? Here's the Sherry Papini. Supermom Sherry Papini, who faked her own kidnapping, released from prison. Had you guys seen this case? This was a social media influencer. She was found like burned. It was pretty horrific. Down the Rabbit Hole News has covered it some. Didn't hear about it, but I don't watch the local news or read the paper. Neat Noodle. Strangely, I hope he's mentally ill and not just evil. Me too. I wonder how many demons are SSRI induced. MK. Mental health treatment and then some prison time, in my opinion. Yeah, because even if, yes, they did Sugar Magnolia, even if they are truly mentally ill, they're still dangerous, you know. Shay's wow comment, and Alex said wow at the same time. I was like, oh, cool. Chad has a voiceover now. Hey, Jessica. I'm sorry, but this abuse and disgusting treatment of these kids is surely to blame for them then growing to have mental issue that then continue the cycle of evil and abuse. Blue Flame says absolutely prescription induced. Hey, K-Brace, if it was for sure because of the illness, I would think don't punish them for something they have no control over. So maybe a facility instead of jail with lots of counseling and help. Hold on, you guys. Okay. I had to yell it over to my house and go, please quit yelling. I don't want to yell and yells in the mic. So a suspect has been arrested in connection with the murder of a popular Georgia social media influencer who was found dead earlier this week after her vehicle was set on fire. Okay, so maybe I was wrong and it was the vehicle. I'll go to the original reports after we read this. So on Saturday, police say they took 21-year-old Eugene Jaquez into custody for allegedly murdering 22-year-old Beauty Couch, whose body was found Wednesday near a burned vehicle in Cobb County, Georgia. Let the message be that we do not take kindly to people who think they can commit a crime elsewhere and try to hide in St. Tammany Parish, the sheriff told WWL. So they don't know the nature of his relationship with her, but she appeared to reference a boyfriend in an Instagram post. This one. She says, he said I look good in red. Might as well call me Sexy Red. This is her. Okay, so let's look at their previous report on this. Somebody posted a video today that said, Don Wells is locked up, but he wasn't. It was a joke, which it fooled me for a second until I got to that part of the video. I shared it on my community tab, but only for like 30 seconds, and I took it down when I found out. I was like, ah. Okay, missing Instagram influencer's body found near burned out car in wooded area. She's beautiful. Beautiful girl. Not that it matters, you know. I know that sometimes people are like, who cares what the victim looks like? Just that, you know, something that stood out to me. So a Georgia woman was reportedly found dead on Wednesday, shortly after her vehicle was found burning. They responded to a brush fire, but then they found her car. And then once they did, they realized it belonged to someone who had been missing for a while. Officers eventually went to the fire site and found her body nearby in a wooded area. She was reportedly a social media influencer with nearly 150,000 followers on Instagram. Sad. Her Instagram was Beauty Couch, if anybody wants to check it out. I saw that, Shauna. We talked about it briefly at the beginning. Nana's Angels. She'd been in here several times, and I enjoyed her channel. You know, she would make really sweet videos for the kids that were missing or had been murdered, or little tributes and things like that. It's really sad. She put her husband and kids through hell. That's okay, Jessica. Good behavior, yeah, with Sherry Papini. I'll click on it, actually, if we pass by it again here in a sec. Oh, my God. Here's a new one that has been posted since we've been on here, but just the title is making me sick to my, like, just cringe inside. Like, I can physically feel a reaction. Hey, Luanna. Hey, Sharon. Oh, my God. Okay. Florida dad shoves wipe down 2-month-old daughter's throat for crying. Thank you, Neat Noodle. What the fuck? Look at this baby. Oh my God almighty. Okay. On Friday, Florida police arrested a man for killing his 2-month-old daughter in 2021. Okay, so he's just been arrested Friday, but this happened in 2021. He allegedly claimed he found Iris Noel unresponsive and turning blue after leaving her alone with his 18-month-old daughter for 10 minutes. Napier claimed Noel choked and that he could see a small white item in her throat. But Indian River County police say Napier killed her by shoving a baby wipe down her throat. Oh, my God. That is just hard to even read, you guys. I'm sorry. Whew. Police initially believed Napier waited 5 minutes before calling 911 for the choking infant. Upon further investigation, they determined he was actually on his cell phone in another room for 30 minutes. Cops believe he put the wipe down her throat because she would not stop crying due to colic. Our forensic team has determined that his claims that the 18-month-old child placed the wipe down the throat of his 2-month-old infant, we've proven that that's not possible, Sheriff Eric Flowers said. He put that wipe in that child's mouth. He pushed it down far enough that this child choked. It took doctors going deep into this child's throat with forceps to get it out. The newspaper reported that investigators determined the 18-month-old's hand could not fit in Noel's mouth past her knuckles. The wipe was reportedly 8 inches long and 4 inches wide. Flowers explained that Napier is charged with manslaughter, not murder, because they could not conclude whether he intended to kill his daughter or he wanted her to stop crying. According to WHAM, Indian County Police said the mother will likely be arrested in connection with her death. Let's look at that article. Oh, my God almighty. I'm sorry, you guys. I know this is tough because it's tough to read. Hey, Queen Olive, it is even tough to physically read. And I don't even mean out loud, just to read it. In addition to the father, the mother will most likely be arrested as well. And then they link something. Hold on one second, you guys. The 2-month-old name was Iris. When deputies responded to the 911 call, they first made contact with Napier, who was the caller. His unresponsive infant was turning blue, a news release said. That's what he said. Authorities performed CPR, but to no avail. While examining the infant, a baby wipe was removed, quote, from deep, unquote, within her throat. Detectives said Sheriff Flowers determined the wipe was intentionally placed there by her father. Iris's grandfather was present and spoke at the news conference. He was visibly shaken, upset, and angry as his voice wavered when he answered questions. The grandfather explained how he couldn't fathom how someone could do that to a child. You guys, horrible. There was a link for the sheriff's office, but it just sent me to their website here. And then let me see. Oh my God, I just. Hold on one sec, you guys. Okay, Jessica says, what's the difference? Wanting her to stop crying so you shove a wipe down her throat is intended to kill. What do you expect will happen? I agree. I don't like that. I mean, I get what they're saying with that, but he deserves the worst punishment. Charge him with the max. Just the chemicals alone. Oh my God, I don't know, Cray, what mom's involvement is. All we know that what police said. Here's another article on it. A county man who has been arrested and charged with manslaughter in the 2021 death of an infant who medical and law enforcement officials said died after choking on a wet wipe found in her throat. Jason Napier, he's 30 years old. It says that he told police he believed his daughter had been choking for roughly 10 minutes. What did I do here? The first official to reach the home found Dad inside doing chest compressions and took over efforts to revive the infant. Efforts to remove the obstruction were unsuccessful. He handed the baby over to fire rescue paramedics who also attempted to remove the object. Then they took her to Cleveland Clinic. It was only after a medical scope was used that a doctor saw the wipe and removed it with clamps, according to the report. A detective asked doctors if a 2-month-old could have ingested a wipe and were told a child this small does not have the motor function to pick up the wipe, consume it, and swallow it until it could not be seen. The girl was flown to Nemours Children's Hospital in Orlando and pronounced deceased the next day. Several people lived in the home, including the infant's mother, the infant's 18-month-old sister. The mother was working a shift at a local restaurant and left the children's father to watch them both. So that's interesting. So mom wasn't even there. But police told the news that they were expecting to charge her with what? So Dad told detectives the toddler likely put the wet wipe in the baby's mouth when he left the two unattended. While in the kitchen, he said he scrolled through social media, drank a glass of milk, and washed dishes. In his account to detectives, he said it had only been 10 minutes or so before he returned and found the baby gasping for air. After searching his phone activity, detectives documented a roughly 1-hour period of activity between 5:30 and 6:30 that showed Facebook use, personal text, and food delivery orders prior to a 911 call at 6:40. That lasted for just under 10 minutes, according to the affidavit. Another person who lived in the home told detectives that at 5:50 p.m., he heard Dad yelling loudly to someone to shut up, and saw only Dad and the baby in the living room. So another person who lived in the home told detectives they heard the dad yelling loudly, "Shut up." Oh my God. 2 months old, right? I'm just going back to double check that. Yes. 2 months old. You're yelling at them to shut up? Oh my God. This dude needs his ass whipped. It's just disgusting. I'm sorry, you guys. This is tough. Like, it gives you like a physical reaction because it is just so horrific. Like a baby wipe down the throat. I just, yes, he does, Deb. Woofy, good to see you. Why would they charge her? It makes no sense. I don't know, you guys. How can they charge her? I don't know. We're kind of learning about it together. Hey, Princess Megan Elsa. Oh my God. Okay. I missed you, Woofy. Detectives worked with Orange County medical examiners to get measurements of the infant's mouth and throat, and later took measurements of the toddler to see if it was possible for the 18-month-old, to force an object down the baby's throat. They found her hand could not fit into the child's mouth past her knuckles, and only her middle finger could enter any distance into the mouth area. The wet wipe, once removed, was 8 inches long and 4 inches wide. Multiple pediatricians were questioned if there was a possibility of any scenario or freak accident in which the infant alone ingested the wipe. One doctor said she did not believe a baby could inhale an entire baby wipe. And at that age of development, infants have a tongue thrust reaction to remove things from their mouths versus swallowing them. Oh, you guys know, like when you're feeding a baby, or when baby first start feeding like solid foods, like 4 or 6 months, they're still kind of doing that, pushing stuff out of the mouth. Due to the complexity and circumstances with this case, a detective stated he sought out a third pediatrician who agreed with findings of others that neither the infant nor the toddler could have forced the object deep into the throat. An 18-month-old, the doctor told deputies, would not have had the fine motor skills or patience, and only an adult could have forced a wipe not only into her mouth, but all the way down her throat. He was in the Indian River County Jail on Friday, and he got a $750,000 bond. He's going to be arraigned October 19th. I'm telling you right now, I'll be following this one till the end. I want more details. This dude, yeah, he definitely deserves to pay for this shit. That is horrific. I don't understand, you guys. I'm sorry to be the one that you learn these things through, but that is just, oh my God, look at that baby. I know, it does me too, Sugar Magnolia. Do they have the death penalty? Florida, yeah, they do. But I don't know if they can get it with second-degree murder. I don't think that's an option. Maybe there was other abuse found. There had to be something, right? Let me go back to what they said about arresting mom. Her throat wouldn't stop crying. According to WHAM, Indian County Police said Noel's mother will likely be arrested in connection with his daughter's death. Let's see what exactly they said. We read this article a second ago, but I just wanted to get the exact quote because it doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? Mom wasn't there. She was at work. Okay. In addition to the father, Joseph Napier, however you say his name, arrested and charged with manslaughter. So he's not even second degree. I don't know why I was thinking that. Manslaughter. He had a $750,000 bond. The mother of the infant will most likely be arrested as well, according to Indian River County Sheriff Eric Flowers. I don't know, you guys. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I know, Mommy. Imagine blaming your child for killing its sibling. Death penalty is for first degree. Yeah. Hey, Ava. A week away feels like a month. Hey, Sherry. Juicy Jules. Good to see you. I appreciate you bringing the news. Better here than alone or not knowing at all. Thank you, Cray Cray. Even though it's tough, it is so tough to go through sometimes. I'm glad that we do, and I always enjoy hanging out with you guys and chatting about it. Is Bendy in here? I do not see her. I had 2 babies with colic, and although anxiety-inducing, my concern was for their discomfort, not my own. Exactly. And he's screaming at the baby to shut up. Anyone who has had a baby with colic knows how hard it is to deal with. But why didn't he just put her in the crib and walk away? Oh, thank you, Wuffy. Just know, we did mention there was something about Cleveland Clinic. Was that with her? We went through a few now, so they start to blend together. Here, I'm gonna grab the link to this and put it in the chat so that you guys can. Oh, I think hers is just curious. Pointer lover. Thank you so much. 2 women mysteriously vanish in Colorado within weeks of each other. Family desperate for answers. That quite interesting. There was a shooting today, apparently, at UNC, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Wow. That's close as well. And we talked about many of these. I think I'm going to let you guys go. I just wanted to look. There was one more that I wanted to. Here it is. To talk about with you guys before we go. Thank you for being here. That last story was tough to get through. I felt like I could physically feel my throat starting to I just can't. It just was tough. So, yep, Lisa, they found the wipe in the baby's throat. I had to remove it with forceps, and it was a difficult process, even just removing it. Aw, Sugar Magnolia. Sarah had a baby with colic. Headphones. I know, Uncle Benny. I'm glad that you're here, too. I always appreciate you guys. Okay. Phew, that was a tough one. Sorry, you guys. It just... Ugh. Teen found dead in trunk of boyfriend's car. So a Kansas man was charged with murder on Saturday after his 19-year-old girlfriend was found deceased in the trunk of his car. Wichita police said officers were dispatched to Alexander Lewis's apartment when a 911 operator in North Carolina got a call from a woman reporting that her son may have harmed his girlfriend. Police were dispatched to Lewis's apartment and to the girlfriend's apartment, arriving at Lewis's about 11:30 in the morning. Officers attempted CPR, but the woman was pronounced dead about 30 minutes later. Police have not released her name pending notification of family. Oh, my God. Police spokesperson Juan Rebolledo said Lewis, 22, was cooperative. The woman showed no obvious signs of trauma, but an autopsy will determine the cause of death. There was also some speculation she may have been pregnant, but that was not obvious and will also wait for the autopsy. Oh, my goodness. That is sad. So they're not releasing the name yet because they're still, working on notifying the family. Really, Wichita Eagle? Wait a minute. I'm going to see if this works. Would you be interested in answering a few questions to read more Wichita news? Sure. Hold on a second. Just a sec, you guys. Do you own a home? No. Do you owe more than $100K on your home? Well, no. Do you have a 560 plus credit score? Actually, I just got my credit, you guys, back up to like 720. I was so excited. And then I got a ticket, apparently going through a tunnel that I didn't even know I went through, that went to the post office in West Virginia. And by the time that it's paid now, but it dropped my credit to like a 680. I'm pissed. Okay. The Wichita Eagle. Alexander Lewis was arrested on suspicion of first-degree murder. Police were originally, I just can't believe, a woman called 911 and said her son may have harmed his girlfriend. That's pretty rare. Most of the time we see moms like making excuses, saying they don't believe it. Would they believe their son, this or that, whatever. So, I don't know. This is the city's 30th homicide so far this year. There were only 27 at this time last year. That's kind of interesting. So mom called it in. Mom's the one who called police. Once family is notified, we'll probably get some more information. But until then, that is it. Proud of that mom. Had to be hard. I agree, Ava. That's a stand-up mom. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you imagine what she's going through now? How tough that would be, like after you know that you're where he's at and he deserves to be there, you know? Hey, Jess. My May, there was another one I saw pulled over for speeding with a body in his trunk and only got caught for no license. Arrested. They checked the trunk after he went to the cop shop. Oh, you saw that one too, Pointer. All right, you guys. Minus 5,000. Just kidding. I love you, Nay. Don't answer those. Well, I know I'm going to get an email from them. That's what it's going to be, but I don't. It is what it is. I wanted to read the article. Bye, headphones. Thank you for coming. This is pretty much the only true crime channel I spend time with, except maybe Harsh Reality and The Hard Truth. She's small but mighty. Their videos are short, but this is where I'll hang out. Oh, Uncle Benny. I love that. I haven't heard of that one yet, The Hard Truth. I'll have to check it out. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for anybody who wanted to help with that case file. Music City Mom, Pointer Lover. I cannot wait. The first thing I'm going to do is contact the two Jins. 2 Jins and an L or whatever they said the other night. It cracks me up. Yes. Yay. B Crumbs. Yes, I will. And the Cash App is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That means I don't know how long it's going to take, but we can go ahead and pay for it. It should be pretty quick that we'll get it, right? There it is. In the chat. Yay. I'm going to talk to them as soon as I get off here before I go eat. And then I will definitely let you guys know. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Sugar Magnolia. I really love these chat sessions. I appreciate you. I love them too. I love and appreciate you guys. I'm super excited too. Thank you, Music City Mom. Thank you, guys. You guys are just the best. You really are. Oh, thank you, Jessica. That's so sweet. Your compassion for the people you cover is what drew me here. Have a beautiful night. Oh, I hope you have a beautiful night, too. Benny, I love hearing your thoughts. You always have very interesting opinions. Bye, Neat Noodle. Bye, you guys. Thank you, mods. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you, chat. Thank you again to Carol Freaking Claus, Pointer Lover, and KTM. Carol freaking Claus. Yay, I'm so excited we're getting that. Thank you. All right, I will definitely let you guys know. Thanks for being here. Have a great night, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.